All right, this is live news coverage of the police are apparently searching Brian Laundrie's house in connection with the disappearance of Gabby Petito. It's being said that they're talking to his family members, but they aren't speaking directly to him. They did come out earlier and search that silver car that you can see up close to the garage door. And I'm gonna mute my mic for the most part. This is not my normal time to be on here, and it's active over here, but I will pipe in every once in a while.
Just getting our microphone situated, but what you're watching right now is two police officers pulling away. They just walked outside of the home of Brian Laundrie. They left without saying anything. People were asking what they knew, what they possibly could have had, what they learned. They didn't say anything. Right now, we know police are just trying to clear the road. As we believe, it looks like there could be more police still inside of the home. But we did just see two police officers leave the house of Brian Laundrie and they drove down the road. I'm watching that car now and it looks as if it is pulling away and leaving the home. Here's another officer walking who was inside the home, I believe. Unclear if he's leaving, but I can tell you there are still Northport police officer cars here outside of the home of Brian Laundrie. They're clearing the roadway. It looks like this police car is also going to be leaving. Police not saying anything as they stepped out of the house, just getting into their cars. And as you can see right here, they are pulling away. Any update, officer? You can hear that officer right there. Someone asked any update, and the officer said, not at all. I quote, but that officer has been outside of the house this entire time, just clearing the road and making sure that cars can get through. Here comes another car. Unclear just because it's dark out if this is a police officer or not, but as they get closer, we'll get a better idea. And just looking inside, no, it is just someone trying to get through the street. So not a police officer right there. But from my understanding, there are still police inside of the home. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on my surroundings right now of what I'm seeing. People are still hanging out here. People have kind of quieted down. I think everyone's just kind of running through their heads what's going on. I think everyone's still asking the question, are there police still inside? To which I believe there are. Excuse me, I'm stepping in mud right here. But let's see. The other police are getting into their car and pulling away. It looks as if that could have been it for the police inside the home. They may all be leaving right now. We do still have one police officer who is directing traffic on the streets. So we're keeping an eye on our surroundings right now. Of course, you're watching this live as it's happening right now. I will be texting our media contact with the Northport Police Department to see what updates they can give us, as police have just left the home. We know two police officers for sure left the house and drove away. They're off the street. They headed back to probably the police department. So it'll be interesting to see if they can tell us anything of what happened. I know this police is going to want us to step out of the road so we can kind of walk onto the side here to make sure that we are out of the roadway and allowing cars to drive past. So just bear with us here as we kind of walk and squeeze through here. Tons of cars on the street, kind of like this. I mean, just bunched up against each other. I mean, either way you look, this is all you're seeing. I will tell you, I'm parked a couple blocks down, and this is all you're seeing for every single street. But right here, I can show you that this is the house of Brian Laundrie that they had walked out of. We know police walked out, and they didn't say anything as they did. A lot of people out here were asking questions if they could say anything, and they didn't say anything as they left. I'm kind of just taking a little spin around to see if I can see anything else. Everyone's still out here, people just lining the streets, people kind of taking this all in. There are two police officers still in the driveway, the same police officers that were kind of making sure no one went up to the door, because when we first got here, everyone was right up against the house. So those police officers are still in the driveway. We still have police officers in the road directing traffic, letting people through. From what I'm seeing, this is just regular people driving by. These are not police officers driving right now. The big question right now is, are there police still inside of the home? That's a question that I think we're just gonna have to stay out here and watch to truly know the answer. I can tell you police are still here on scene. They're still in the driveway over there, making sure no one gets too close to the house. So that would lead me to believe that police could still be inside the home. But of course, that's information that we're just kind of watching, waiting, and looking out for. Lights still on inside of the house. And in case you joined us since I last spoke, I do want to remind people that Northport police are here in Northport at Brian Laundrie's home speaking to his family. They are not talking to Brian Laundrie himself, and I just got a text. Let's read it here. Okay, this is important. So I just got a text from the lawyer of Brian Laundrie, and he texted me. I'm going to read it word for word right now. Be advised that the whereabouts of Brian Laundrie are currently unknown. The FBI is currently at the Laundrie residence removing property to assist in locating Brian. As of now, the FBI is looking for both Gabby and Brian. That is a brand new detail I am just learning. I am going to copy this message and I'm going to send it into my station. So breaking right now, we are learning that the FBI is currently looking for Brian. Brian is not inside of this home. I can confirm that to you. That is eye-opening information that I'm just learning about. Let me see if I can just get this to my news station so they can alert more people about this. This is very important information that everyone should be aware of. This information I am getting from Brian Laundrie's attorney, the lawyer representing him, just sent me this text message. That is very big information that we're learning. I'm just kind of rereading this text message I got. Yes, this is the attorney representing Brian Laundrie.
I don't know how this is gonna play out, but this dude just really needs to talk, man. Earlier in this broadcast, people were screaming and shouting. I mean, they're out there with signs like they're at a protest or something.
The idea where Brian could be. This is all happening in real time. I'm literally texting as the moment. Do you have any idea where Brian could be? Let's see if he answers that question. Looks as if my station has also sent me a message. So alrighty, so that's breaking news. For those of you not familiar with this case, I want to bring you a little bit up to speed. So we all know that Gabby Petito is missing and that she was engaged or is engaged to Brian Laundrie. That's the home we're at right now. I just heard from his lawyer who tells me that Brian, not inside of this home here in Northport, his family is. And the lawyer tells me that the police are here looking for evidence to locate Brian. So now the search is for Brian and Gabby, which is very interesting information to learn. I mean, just myself right now, I have tons of questions surrounding this. My biggest question is, we believe he was here at this Northport home. Is his family aware of where he could be, where he could have gone? Is his family, assisting him and wherever he is? These are questions that I believe a lot of people have.
Of
Very
course they
interesting
know where he is.
information. Let's see if the lawyer has texted me back here. Doesn't look like he has responded, but this is big information. And I will refresh some of your minds that Laundrie's attorney, who's representing him, who has advised him to not say anything, to remain quiet, is out of New York. I believe he's in Long Island, New York. So that's where we're communicating from. And very interesting information. I almost want to reread this text message to all of you that I got. So this is coming from the attorney of Brian Laundrie. He says, be advised that the whereabouts of Brian Laundrie are currently unknown. The FBI is currently at the Laundrie residence, which we are here now, removing the property to assist in locating Brian. As of now, both FBI are looking for both Gabby and Brian. So that's interesting. The third sentence right there, where he says that police are here at the home looking for property to locate Brian. All of our understanding when we came out here at first was to see if it was to help locate Gabby. So maybe it's a part of the puzzle piece. To locate Brian, we can locate Gabby. So very interesting. I'm going to reach out to Northport Police regarding that, see if they have anything to tell us. I can tell you police are still out here. We have 2 police in the driveway over there. We have dozens and dozens of people just lining up on the street, people not ready to leave, not ready to go home. And it appears that this is a big update. I mean, this is huge news. I'm almost not what I was expecting to hear, because coming out here, everyone's saying, Brian, come out. Brian, we have questions for you. But we have confirmed Brian not in this house, and Brian not sure where he is. So now we know that Gabby is missing, as well as Brian. The FBI is assisting in locating both of them currently. So this is pretty big, because I feel like everyone was saying that they wanted Brian Laundrie to speak up so they can learn where Gabby is. Now, not knowing where Brian could be a little bit harder for investigators to figure this out. Incredible to see the amount of people out here as well. I just keep looking left and right and just seeing all of these people with signs. I will tell you something that's interesting. Since those 2 police officers walked out of Brian Laundrie's family's home, everything's kind of been silent. Everything's been very quiet. Before, we had people with loudspeakers chanting, "Where's Gabby?" And now things have gone to be a lot more quiet. So that's an interesting observation I have. And I will point out that police are still out here in the driveway. Yes, so I have some people just texting me what's going on. They saw our update with Laundrie's attorney saying that his location right now is unknown and that the FBI is searching for him. So I think this was a twist and a turn in the investigation that no one quite saw coming. So people are asking a lot of questions, which is fair. And hopefully Northport Police will answer those questions for us, because a lot of people, you saw it out here tonight, and you can still see it out here. I mean, people are just all over the place. They're invested in this case and they care. I mean, that one mother who, when I asked her, she started crying. I mean, she doesn't know Gabby, she doesn't know Brian, and she immediately just had tears in her eyes. So just incredible to see the support and how far this story has gone. And now it's pretty eye-opening to see that Brian himself is now missing. So or I would rather say that his location's unknown, because it appears that he probably, maybe Northport Police know more about what happened since they're talking to his family. I'd be curious to know, does his family know where he is or where he could be? That'd be a big question I have. But now, thinking back to what we saw tonight, I kind of want to recap. When we got here, we know that there were 4 Northport police officers inside the home. They came out, they grabbed evidence bags to bring back inside the home. I haven't seen those evidence bags with my eyes come out. We did see at one point that those police officers came and searched a car in the driveway. Now I'm just wondering, with Laundrie in an unknown location, what this car in this driveway could potentially have, what that could potentially tell us in this case. Hopefully Northport Police will tell us a little bit about what they were looking for in the car and if they had found anything. But the lights are still on in this house. Police are still out here in the driveway, and people are still out here for sure. So it's just very interesting to see. Once we kind of got that news, once the police left the house and drove away, everything really did get quiet. I hear police still trying to make sure the roadway's clear.
I'm also replaying this from the beginning on another screen. I'm trying to see if they took anything out of that car when they searched it.
It's incredible to notice just the difference of the atmosphere out here. It looks like someone's walking by that window. I don't know if that's just a shadow, but it looks like someone might be leaving the house right now, keeping a close eye on the front door. Not at the moment, but from my knowledge, police are still inside. Because I only saw two leave before, but of course there were a bunch of people here and everyone crowded, so I do see movement in front of that window. People are still out here, but everyone is silent. That is a very interesting observation I have.
What's that stack on the truck over there?
To your knowledge, what you witnessed, just to kind of talk it out, when police left the house, did you see two? Was it two officers you saw as well?
I talked to him.
Okay. And to my understanding, there's more. Would it be to your understanding too? It's good to just kind of talk this out. That there would be more inside.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So my photographer and I just kind of chatting. Just there was a lot of people when those officers came out. And we still see police out here almost guarding the house. So yeah. To our understanding, there are still officers inside.
Probably maybe an officer, maybe two officers in there.
Yeah, we're anticipating maybe two. And also, I would like to clarify with you, you didn't see evidence bags in their hands, did you?
No.
Okay. Neither did I. So those.
Okay, so I went back and looked. They didn't take anything out of the trunk or out of the front of the car. I would like to know whose car that is, though.
What we're seeing out here is two officers had left the home. I would say probably in the last half hour, maybe hour, probably half hour, and we didn't see them leave with evidence bags, but we do know that earlier today they were taking in evidence bags, and they were looking through the car. They were looking for things. So
driver's side and the trunk.
Yeah, driver's side and trunk. So what's just my biggest observation right now is earlier they brought in those evidence bags. They came out to get them, like they knew they were going to put something in them. So my assumption and observation right now would be that they've got those evidence bags inside along with more officers, and they should be leaving at some point tonight. That could be in a minute, that could be in an hour. No quite telling, but I can tell you we still have officers in the driveway, making sure no one gets too close to the home, and just taking a look out here. I know there were officers kind of directing traffic as it came back and forth, and I believe I still see that officer down there. So just some observations I'm seeing. There was something on top of the truck.
Yeah.
I'll take a walk over and kind of see. My mic might cut out.
Somebody's watching us.
excuse me. Are there still officers inside?
I have no clue.
Okay.
That'd be a question for our public information officer.
Okay, I was just
I
curious.
just got called to stand here.
Yeah, I just know when they did walk out, everyone kind of swarmed up, so figured I'd ask. Thank you. I'm just gonna sneak right behind you here. Okay, so some information. I was just able to chat with the officer who's standing in the driveway. I'm not sure if my mic cut out or not. Were you able to hear me? Oh, okay. So
a little, but then
okay, my photographer telling me that got caught, but he won't tell me if anyone's inside. He tells me that he was just called out here to stand in the driveway and guard the driveway. So, to my understanding, I believe there are officers still inside. I see a police officer driving down the block right now with his lights on, just looking like he's just trying to get through. I see another police officer in the driveway of the house next door. And I can tell you, people are still out here. There are dozens and dozens of people, including kids, that are still out here. I did text Brian Laundrie's lawyer, just to be transparent and tell you what I'm trying to get confirmed here. So I did text him. Let's see, I believe I have a text. Not from him, but I will say he has not answered my question, but I did ask him if he has any idea where Brian could be as his lawyer. You would imagine that maybe they were speaking. Maybe he was the last person to talk to him. Maybe his family was. It'd be interesting to see. It looks like Northport Police have tweeted. So I'm going to go to their Twitter right now and get you guys that update. Let's see. Okay, this is good information for us. So Northport Police Chief Todd Garrison just tweeted out 14 minutes ago, the conversation at the Laundrie home is complete. Once we have the details, a statement will be made. We ask for a calm exclamation point. Please let us work through this and information will be forthcoming. All right, so Northport Police Chief saying that their conversation inside is complete. That would lead me to believe that police are no longer inside the home. I'll read the tweet one more time for all of you. The conversation at the Laundrie home is complete. Once we have details, a statement will be made. We ask for calm. Please let us work through this and information will be forthcoming. So I will retweet that just so more people can see it. Alrighty. Retweet that. What is interesting to me is there are police that were told to stay outside of the home. So I wonder if that's for the family's safety, if they'll be here all night. That's a question I have for police. Let's see. Okay. So it would be my assumption that police are no longer inside the home. Just kind of taking a look around. I can tell you, people are still out here. People have not left. The crowd has definitely gone down. Just going to take a step over here to really take a look. It's gotten dark out, so it is hard to see. But yeah, for the most part, it looks like people starting to leave, starting to go home. Tons of cars here on the street still, and this is Brian Laundrie's family's house. The police chief in Northport saying that they will be releasing information when they can. Very interested in seeing what the information they have would be. But I do want to remind some of you who may just be joining that We heard from Laundrie's attorney, who tells us that his location is unknown, that the FBI is searching for him. He told me that the FBI is searching for Gabby and Brian. So Brian's location currently unknown. I would ask the question, does his family know where he could be or where he is? And I also did ask the lawyer, my phone just buzzed, if his lawyer knows where he could be or is. So that's a question I'm waiting on in my messages. So very interesting. I almost want to just take a little walk in the street and kind of see what's going on. Let's see. I'm going to slip back here. Okay, so we are still seeing people in the street. You're okay. It's kind of live. This is how it works. But we are still seeing some people. I'll tell you, the crowd drastically dropped. A lot of people have went home. And before, it was a little bit noisy out here. I mean, there's no more chanting. There's none of that. People.
I don't know. Maybe just like a show of support, solidarity, something to do.
Right now, one telling me that he was just told to come out here. Not clear on exactly the reason behind that, whether they're still going to go back in or if it's out here for the family to make sure that no one goes out to the door. Information that we would expect Northport Police to hopefully release to us tonight. You can kind of just see the people out here just hanging around, sticking around. Very interesting to see. We'll take a step on the side of the road. Just a crowd of people right there. That's probably the most of the people we're seeing right now. Oh, interesting to see that yellow shirt, if we can zoom in on that. Wow, she has made a shirt. I would be interested in talking with her. Just some people driving by. I'm gonna see if she'll talk to me. Hey, I noticed your shirt. Any chance you might be willing to talk with me? I'm with Channel 10.
Where is Gabby?
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
Okay, no
If
problem.
you put the shirt in or whatever.
Okay. Are you a friend or are you just kind of out here?
Just out here.
Okay, yeah, that seems like kind of the vibe of everyone we've been talking to. Yeah. Do you guys plan to stay out here much longer or?
I don't think so.
Yeah, everyone kind of seems to be trickling out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it. All right, so people appear that they're going to be leaving in the near future here. But it's very interesting. The people I'm talking with don't know Gabby, don't know Brian. They're just out here kind of showing their support. So. But I can tell you police are still out here, one directing traffic and two standing in the driveway right there. Okay, until we have another update, I'm going to turn my microphone off, but I know we're still live streaming here. And just to recap, in the last, hour, even less here, what we have seen and learned is that police have left the home of Brian Laundrie's family here in Northport. We do know that Brian Laundrie is not inside of the house. According to his lawyer, he tells me that right now he doesn't know his location. He tells me that the FBI is looking for both Gabby and Brian now. So that's a major update in this case. Northport Police Chief saying that they should be releasing information. They're asking everyone to remain calm as they get to that point, asking really just for everyone's patience. But they say that their conversation, this is according to the Northport Police Chief, the conversation inside of the house tonight is complete with police. And I can also recap that the intent of police coming out here was to talk to Brian Laundrie's family and not Brian Laundrie himself. And according to his lawyer, Brian Laundrie's lawyer, he tells me that the conversation was to help assist in where Brian could be, which I think is different than a lot of people thought out here. They thought it was to help find Gabby. So maybe it could be both. That's answers we will ask the Northport Police Department as well as the FBI, both investigating this national search now for Gabby and Brian. So big update there. For now, I'll turn off my microphone, and any other big updates, I'll be sure to tune right back in.
Because they have all the content on the station, right? I know. All the two guys leave that were the investment. Those two guys left that came out and pushed the car. With so many people. I'm pretty sure it was probably not the main thing control outside now. I think so. People don't go bump on the ground. I think so. I mean, I think it's made a front up there with the top guys are going to be there for the night. So somebody that actually and I asked along sure. And you're like yeah, let me see the car right there. That's on the right, you can see the car.
Oh man, that light really.
Oh, there you go.
You're good. I don't need it right now.
Are
You
you
guys
sure?
gonna be going live at 2200
At 11?
or
11.
at 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Are you solo?
No, I think.
Oh, I'm engaged to call him up.
Do it all.
Yeah.
I don't know. But based on what happened, you guys are here watching the whole thing? Yeah. Okay, so what do we know? We saw forensic bag, we saw FBI, we saw
And my conclusion was
the lawyer released a statement.
Yeah.
That is
On the right.
so wait, is that what you said?
but yeah, they work with it. But actually,
No. Nope. Not that we can see. Yeah.
I didn't, but I saw they like
That's what I was saying. Like, there was some
really
prostitutes over
discreet
there,
with
right?
it. Yeah. I saw you earlier at the visual, and then we all just ran.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know where they are. You're not standing in front of me.
Yep. 1511 huh? So I haven't used the battery yet. So 24%. I'll bring it down to 10% next. And battery will charge it up to 100%. You get to 11. Even if you want, even if you over here now, like right now. Oh, then I like it too.
then do you just want to hold it and pretend like it's like knives and then pass it to me? This? Yeah. I mean, like I just don't know how else to do it. You want me to do it with that one?
Yeah, a little tiny one. A little thin one.
That works. You said it's gonna be rough for us.
Same area. Passenger back. I mean, driver's back seat. Okay. You got your badge on, right? Okay. I'm gonna let this one die all the way through. I'm gonna change it around 10 times. Just that battery and CS. Probably use a tiny one.
Hey, okay, so we transferred stuff to the Exodus email from tonight. Could you just like compile a few of those ideas? I know some of them are not in landscape, but I don't think it really matters at this point. Just like put them together, and so I can like just read everything across one camera, and then I'm gonna like talk from my phone for the rest of it. So much. Yeah, I'm literally thinking about just getting myself in and
No, we're only live at 11. Just be right here. Yeah. You guys up at 10? Okay. That's cool. I'll stop this back. You guys get a nice set. California, man. Still